Okay. Here's a question for the day, question for the weekend. Have a thought. You'll probably have multiple thoughts at once. Ooh, I don't have a candle lit. I don't have that happening. Have a thought about your prosperity, a thought about livelihood, a thought about abundance or money. Just let me get us fired up. Okay? So when I ask that question, when anybody asks you a question about having a thought, probably have multiple thoughts. Okay. So out of the few thoughts that probably entered your mind about livelihood, prosperity, abundance, choose one thought that stands out to you. It could be like the stickiest thought, the heavy thought. It could be the loudest, most positive, most beautiful thought that you had around the energy, the concept of abundance or prosperity. Okay. Now, how would you describe that thought? If that thought had a personality, if that thought had some characteristics, how would you describe the thought entered your mind, the thought you chose around abundance, prosperity, cash, livelihood? Would you, if it had a personality, would you describe it as fun, as fearful, as constricted? Like, what's the disposition of the thought? Got it? Does anyone want to comment? If you're joining us on Instagram or Facebook, you can comment the word abundance, and I'm going to send you a link to some things. And I can see some comments coming up. We're also on Substack and YouTube, but I'm paying attention to what's happening here on Facebook. Does anybody want to share? Okay, so bubbly was a way to describe the energy, the kind of the personality of the thought around abundance, prosperity, cash. Okay. Liminal. We're getting lots of comments now for abundance. Peaceful. Okay. Anybody have any constrictive, cranky thoughts around? Aaron says cocky. So I'll give you a translation if you don't know what cocky means, because that could be like a cultural thing. Bold, brazen, pause before birth, hungry, frustrating. Oh, this is good. Okay. All right. So this is taking us where we're going. So, I mean, really, this is the deep practice of being aware of your thoughts. This is why we do all of the things, right? This is why, whether you go to monasteries or you do some breath work or you just get really focused on the treadmill, it's all about becoming more mindful about what's happening in your mind. Okay, so let's do the breakdown. I ask you to have a thought about abundance, prosperity, livelihood, cash, wealth, generosity, love, all those things. Become aware of that thought. Now, the double awareness is, what's the energy of the thought? Why do we care? Because the law of physics is that energy follows thought. Energy follows thought. I always say it 3 times. Energy follows thought. So then the question becomes, what's the energy of your thoughts? And what I'm most interested in this weekend, because tomorrow I'm doing a whole class. I'm going to walk through this meditation on abundance energy. I'm interested in the energy of your thoughts around abundance. Is your energy expansive? Does it feel generous? Does it feel lit up? Does it feel fearful? Does it feel contracted? Does it feel cranky? Does it feel scared? Does it feel bright? Does it feel familiar? Does it feel threatening? Does it feel happy? Does it feel yellow? Does it feel spicy? Whatever it is. Because we want to be thinking thoughts that are the energy of more of what we want to be and bring into our life. So I say be first because it's all about embodiment. Because the energy that you are conducting is the magnet for what you're going to attract into your life. So, in terms of abundance, we want to be conducting energy that is expansive, that is generous, that is trusting, that is faithful, that is brave, that is plentiful, that is bountiful, that is overflowing, that is creative, right? All these juicy, they're very feminine energies. Please send love and energy to everybody in Iran. Absolutely. Actually, we'll close this session in a little bit with a prayer. So tomorrow, if you're just joining on Facebook or Instagram, just comment the word abundance. So tomorrow, what we're going to do, we're getting together at 10 Pacific, so that's 1 Eastern. The class is called Abundance Energy. And even if you can't come live, tomorrow is the drop of my whole abundance ecosystem. So in the class tomorrow, I'm going to walk you through the abundance energy meditation. And as always, with all of our practices, all of which I co-create with a metaphysical practitioner. So like esoterically legit, we're going to be working with light frequency, and we work with the elements. So we're going to see ourselves going into this forest, natural environment. So like you're getting into alignment with that ever generative kind of force. This is about chi. This is a life force. So again, let me bring you back to the original question. Thoughts related to abundance, wealth, generosity, passion, overflow, livelihood. What's the energy of the thoughts you have around the whole topic, the whole attribute, you could say, of abundance? And we want to create more of the positively magnetic stuff, not more of the stuff we don't want stuff. Okay, so I'm going to give you an affirmation for abundance. Hey, Joshua, so much love to you. I'll go through dedication of merit. We'll do an affirmation for abundance, and then let's wrap with some prayers. So we already had a prayer request. This is what you need to know about tomorrow. Again, if you're just joining through Instagram and Facebook, I'm also streaming to Substack. And where else am I? I'm on YouTube. Just comment the word abundance. And we'll go through our practice today, and then I'll leave some time for questions. Okay, so here's the key. Dedication of merit is a very short practice that's been going on with practitioners for thousands of years, where you just think about like all of the expansion, whether it's your yoga practice or your morning run or your morning snuggle with your kids or your prayer practice or the meal that you're going to eat. You're offering the benefit of that, the nourishment, the nutrients, the love on behalf of the benefit of all beings. And then let's go into affirmations for abundance. Okay, so here's a practice. You can repeat out loud after me or just come along for the ride. We dedicate the merit of our practice to the awakening of all sentient beings and the healing and purification of Mother Earth, of Mother Gaia. Again, you repeat out loud or you just go with this flow. I trust in divine timing. I'm aligned with majestic overflow. Who doesn't want to be aligned with majestic overflow? I welcome deep abundance into my life in all forms. All forms. Let me just plant some seeds. All forms of abundance. Abundance of love, of friendship, of health, of vitality, of common sense, of community, of cash, of prosperity, sustainability, abundance of nutrients, of nourishment, abundance of emotional intimacy, abundance of friendship. All that being human has to offer. I am deeply supported. It's so true. Look at us here on this morning, getting together to talk about being more conscious. My needs are met. Where are your needs met in your life? Probably most places. I thrive wholeheartedly and completely at all levels and elements. Abundance flows to me freely, and I circulate it openly with love. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then finally, all that I am and all that I have is for appreciating the good in all. So let's talk about energy circulation. Hey, Kate. Everything in the universe is always moving. Some things are moving so quickly they look like they're still. To not be in movement, to not circulate whatever forms of abundance, love, cash, prosperity, friendship, time, genius, nutrients, whatever form of abundance you have in your life, to not circulate that is to go against, you could say, the laws of the universe, but to really go against the grain of life force, to go against the grain of chi. So in our affirmations for abundance set, circulation is key. Abundance flows to me freely, and I circulate it openly with love. There's no withholding. What happens when the body withholds energy? The whole system starts to crash. There becomes constrictions and bindings, and energy doesn't flow, and that creates illness. I always, I've been saying for years, generous people have more to give. Yeah. Okay, so let's jam on anything to do with energy follows thought and the physics of abundance and any questions, and we'll wrap our morning practice today with a prayer. This is all leading up to tomorrow. I've been jumping on Instagram, Facebook, Substack, YouTube every morning all week, and I'll be here tomorrow and on Monday because tomorrow's our abundance energy event. And if you can't be there live, it would be great if you could be there live. Treat it like your Sunday church. It's the day that we launch our whole abundance offering. So super juicy meditation. I've got a prosperity write and burn. So write and burn is a practice where you do this writing ritual and specifically this is on prosperity. We do it on the dark of the moon, which is the day before the full moon. Sorry, dark of the moon, day before a new moon. And then you also do a write and burn practice on a full moon. And the idea is that you are acknowledging, you're becoming conscious of the thought forms that are under your hood to do with all things prosperity. So what I did with the prosperity write and burn practice, which you're going to get as part of our abundance energy course offering, is I did it, I think 4 nights in a row, or like 4 times in 5 or 6 nights. And I thought, I know how I feel about abundance, and I've got some lack thinking here, and I've got some old doubts that came from this old experience, And it was amazing doing the prosperity practice over and over again. You just think, wow, I have got fear hidden in the depths of my psyche that I wasn't even aware of. And that's why we do these things. We bring the light of our consciousness, and it's so simple. Just put pencil to paper and write out some things that you want to let go of in regards to the whole topic of prosperity and abundance. So that's prosperity write and burn. And then I've got meditations. But tomorrow, before we do the guided abundance meditation together, which is so lush and colorful and juicy, I'm going to throw down on the physics of thought. And we're going to get a little Newtonian for a minute. And then we're going to get into it. Okay, what was one of the questions that came up? Dana, I don't have my Substack open. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm seeing some yays. Okay, if you're just joining on Instagram or Facebook, comment the word abundance. I saw a question come in. Oh, so much love. Oh, are the affirmations written down everywhere? Anywhere? Okay, I have a question that's just popped up. The affirmations are actually in my Instagram feed somewhere, but you're going to get them. You'll get them in a digital wallpaper, but I've also created a looped set. So it's me giving you the affirmations for abundance on repeat with some music. This is how we work with power, sacred word sets or mantras. play them on repeat. You can play them inaudibly. They can be so low. The idea is they're just working the subconscious and working with all the elements. A question from Substack. How do I move past scarcity mindset? I have an answer for this. It seems to always be running in the background, driving my decisions. This question. I got to write this down because we should talk about scarcity mindset deeply tomorrow in the abundance. Come to Abundance Church with me. That's what it is. Okay. What happens when we have scarcity mindset? We reject it. So we don't want we don't want the scarcity itself. We don't want what we're thinking about scarcely to be created. And then usually, if we have any kind of wakefulness, there's some kind of very subtle or very obvious guilt trip that we give ourselves for being in a scarcity mindset. I need to think more positively. I should take another workshop. Life is good to me. Why am I afraid? Da, 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 da. So the first thing to do with your scarcity mindset is love your scarcity mindset. And this is the principle. I mean, really, this is the principle of Bless and Release, my next book, DanielleLaPorte.com/bless. I'm getting ready to bring that out. That what we push away pushes back and gets stronger. And what we embrace transforms and actually makes us stronger. This is physics, force and anti-force. Whatever you push against is going to push back. So if you're pushing against your scarcity mindset and your inner mean person is being mean to you because you're not thinking more positively, then you're just adding to all the fear that's around the fear. It becomes this thought cluster. Like attracts like. So positive thoughts attract more positive thoughts. Negative thoughts attract more negative thoughts. And then you get clusters of thoughts. And then you're really in business with magnetism when you get clusters of thoughts. Clusters of thoughts actually become like, this sounds Harry Potter spook, but actually become like entities. They become, what's another way to say this? Like ideological energies. And those ideological energies, those clouds, those clusters, those light beams of thoughts are attractive to whatever is our predominant thought. So we want to keep it. I'm always a little mindful of the word positive because positive, there's also a shadow side to positive. Anyway, we're going to talk about all this tomorrow in the abundance energy jam session and meditation. So how do you move past scarcity mindset? First of all, embrace your scarcity mindset and have no criticism about your scarcity mindset. You bring it into your heart, you breathe with it, you love on it. Oh, scarcity mindset. I see you. I see you. You're welcome. I'm so spacious. I'm so supported. I have so much abundance in my life. I'm going to really be the mother, the parent of my emotions. I've got room for scarcity mindset. I'm vast. This is very Buddhist practice, by the way. I'm vast. So your scarcity mindset comes with you. And when you love on it, instead of psychologically, energetically pushing it away, it starts to chill out and it stops being so chatty and driving your decisions. So you start making choices from more faithfulness, more trust, more abundance, instead of choices from scarcity mindset, right? So no rejection. This is Newtonian. What you push away pushes back and it gets stronger. It has to, because everything is seeking harmony. What you bring in relaxes. So your anxiety, your fear, how pissed off you are at somebody, you bring it in, it chills. It's getting the attention it wants from you. You create it all. You create it all. You could have some bad experiences in the past, some negative stuff, some trying experiences around the whole topic of wealth, abundance, emotional intimacy, friendship, just muchness. How muchness? We've all got stories. You bring those stories in and you love on them. You acknowledge the emotions around the stories, the fear, whether it's like the abundance of fertility, the abundance of cash, the abundance of friendship, the abundance, whatever it is, whatever scarcity and fear and like restriction you have around those things, we love on them. This is all about mindset, right? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rusty. Come tomorrow. Come to abundance class. If you're just coming in Instagram or Facebook, just comment the word abundance. So we're going to end with a prayer. We had a prayer request as we got on. And let me tell you about what's happening tomorrow. So tomorrow is the launch of our whole abundance offering. So I've got a really juicy, gorgeous meditation where we're working with light and nature elements. And this is what you need to bring to the practice tomorrow. Just bring one vision, not a whole set. We're going to work on one vision you have for your life, one higher desire, whatever it is that you want to call in, that you want to embody, that you want to manifest. And then we're going to plant that we're going to use that as a seed in this beautiful landscape. I walk you through it. It's juice. So part of the abundance offering that's launching tomorrow is you're going to get that actual meditation. I'm doing a short version and I'm doing an extended version, and it's music backed and all those things. So you can take me for a walk with you. We cook dinner and I'll just be walking you through this gorgeous light experience about abundance and lushness and plentitude. And it's so juicy. It's one of our juiciest offerings. And then I've got the affirmations for abundance, which we already did in our time together today. And I've got those music backed and on repeat. And then you're also going to be getting a write and burn practice, which you do on dark of the moon and full moon, where you're doing observations around prosperity. And you will see stuff come up around lack, thinking, and fear. And then you'll also see where there's strength. Yeah. And we're going to work on those thought forms. And you get more things. So that's it. Come live tomorrow if you can. Okay, let's wrap with a prayer. So there was a specific prayer request for what's happening in the people in Iran, our brothers and our sisters, and all elements and the animals. So with love and gratitude, we give thanks to the eternal loving presence for helping us to embody in our thoughts, in our speech, and our actions the virtues, the qualities, the energies of compassion, of divine love, of divine light, of divine power, of faith. Feel that in our heart centers, that golden, friendly, luminous quality. Compassion, faith, divine love, divine light, divine power, community, common ground, sanity, mercy, for all beings suffering. And we see that in our heart center. We radiate that in all directions. All brothers and sisters. Plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, the angelic kingdom. And we give thanks to our higher selves, our inner light, our divine light, and the presence of the eternal loving ones. Okay. So sweet to be together today. I'm here. Comment abundance, or you can DM me. I'm working on my book today. I'm working on a lot of things today. I'll take a little light today. I am going to be finishing my book this weekend, Bless and Release. This is going to require a walk. I'm going to need to go hug some trees. I need to go talk to the ocean. I need some protein. I may take a break for a mani-pedi, but we're going to cross the finish line with Bless and Release. If you want to know what's happening with Bless and Release, go to daniellelaporte.com/bless. If you want to come to church, Abundance Church with us tomorrow, just comment abundance if you're on Facebook or Instagram, or head to daniellelaporte.com/course. And we're going to do the juicy meditation. I'll get some fiber into. Fiber will help with Bless and Release. Yeah. Books are like babies, have a baby and you just think, wow, not going to do that again. And then a day later, you're just like, there's so much love. I just can't wait to make more babies. I can't wait to make more books. As soon as I wrap this, I'll just need a week. I'll just need a week recovery. I'll just need a massage. I'll just need some cake. And then I'll be like, I know the next book. Actually, it's not about the next book. It's about the app. It's all about the app that's coming centered, which you're all going to love. Okay. I'm so glad to be here today, Saturday. Love to all. Abundance. I'll see you tomorrow. DanielleLaPorte.com/course or comment abundance. And I feel super honored and super excited. Cake is on David.